morning, good evening. Welcome back to SoDead. All right, another day in the market. This time I want to focus on just a couple of projects to start. I really like SoDead and Lurkers. SoDead's chat is going off. These guys are crazy in here. Shout out to SoDead community, one of the most welcoming communities I've experienced in NFTs so far. A lot of fun, cool community. I can see why it's doing really well. Anyway, I'm excited to be part of the SoDead community. Shout out to you guys. A lot of fun. All right, and the other project I want to look at are Lurkers. So Lurkers, really cool community too, but pretty embattled. Lurkers have been experiencing a lot of fun, but I was in the chat earlier this morning, and the founders are really present, and they're really willing to answer some pretty tough questions, and they answer them readily and well. But we still continue to see Lurkers floor pull back. Here's where we are currently. The reason why I want to highlight Lurkers is because it's a new project, and I want to make this a little more accessible to newcomers. So we're kind of looking at this somewhat through a similar lens. If you're first joining us, Lurkers minted a couple of days ago only. We saw some really nice floor action, pushing 0.7 at one point. In the 0.6 range. But we saw some major drawbacks. Even right out of the gate, Lurkers addressed a lot of FUD issues. They jumped on Twitter Spaces, commanded Twitter Spaces really well. And here we are again, down to 0.23. Pretty thin 0.23. You can see here, first row. We're going to jump straight up to like 0.29 here. Although it gets kind of thick, trying to get to 0.35 and higher. How I like to gauge my trades is on the floor. And sometimes when you have kind of wide walls, like how you see in the 0.3 range here, so we go from 0.3. We only got a few rows before we start hitting 0.3, 0.23 to 0.3, and you see 0.3 kind of running about several walls, just a few walls deep. But still, enough. This is going to be enough to cause some pullback action. So listings sales might pump, might sweep up to about 0.29-ish, 0.28 probably more likely. And then you're going to start to see this wall kind of create some resistance, and then you'll see listings kind of fall back down, probably below 2.8, right? And that will eventually start causing these 0.3 listings to come down. So you're going to weaken this wall. You're going to pull listings down. Maybe an unspoken strategy, but we're speaking about it now. And then we're probably going to hit a 0.35 wall, looks like here. This is hypothetical if we're getting to this point where we have some strength, some bullishness on this project again. This 0.35 runs kind of deep too, a little bit thicker than the 0.3 wall, but this will cause another major pullback action here. So this actually could be the 0.3 and the 0.35 wall, in my opinion, is probably why we're at 0.23, and it might not have a whole bunch to do with just, FUD is what caused this, maybe, theoretically speaking, right? If that's what it was. If that's what it is, and we're basing where we're at now on that, then this 0.23 would require some of this 0.3 wall to be eaten away ahead of time. Same with the 0.35 if we want to try and get ahead. So you're going to really need some confidence to start picking up, which wouldn't take much. It seemed like the community expressed some pretty strong interest in this project. So, if you're new to NFTs and you're interested in Lurkers, you like the art, maybe you join the community ahead of time and you're having fun. They got some lore-based things coming out, so that might pull you in too. But you're going to want to start to see the team be more active on Twitter, start getting on some Twitter spaces. Once that sort of happens and they start to pull some confidence back into the project, you could probably start seeing some rares being picked off and then some minor sweeps here and there, and that could start a nice run for this project. And I do think this 0.35 wall can be broken pretty easily. But we'll see. I'm still holding some, so we'll see what happens. Let's look at the SoDead for a second. SoDead yesterday had some nice pull-up action, recovering the floor from a 0.75. If you guys caught my video from yesterday, I did some live sniping, near floor sniping of some rares. I picked up some Lurkers and I picked up a SoDead yesterday. So maybe you can see a little bit of how I do it. I sold up on the Lurkers, but I kept my SoDead, and I'm glad I did. But we're seeing here this floor pull back again to 0.73, the 0.7s again. But let's take a look at what's actually happening with SoDead project in the Discord. So, yeah. See some craziness in here. Pretty active community. A lot of alpha calls in here. Some good ones in my opinion. If you're new, again, alpha is another way of saying, some early information on good projects that you may or may not want to know about ahead of time. So, alpha, early information, useful early information to help you make a better trade. But these announcements and these sneak peeks, man, from SoDead, it's exciting. If you're into this project and if you're into this sort of thing, they got some great art coming up. So these are vampires, right? SoDead. They got some AI collaborations coming. And here, you can see what happens after you purify your SoDead. So after you pick up one of their blood vials, pick up one of these SoDead blood vials, you burn it with the SoDead vamp, and it'll purify, it'll mutate SoDead from something like this guy, perhaps to this. Looks pretty cool. A Rambo dude. I like these count jackets here. These biker jackets are pretty cool. So yeah. I do believe that there's more coming from SoDead rather than more than art. More than art evolution. They've got some other things coming that they're hinting at in the chat. But so yeah, you're gonna want to kind of, when you join a community, when you buy an NFT, a lot of times they're going to have a Discord. Hopefully, you hop in the Discord and check it out. Just kind of search through, see what they got to offer. You might want to do that. I suggest you do that beforehand. So they're shouting out Oddly here from Otherworld. I talked about Otherworld yesterday in my videos, but yeah, Solactic's a big part of the Otherworld community. But so On the Aesthetic is a one-of-one artist. You can find him on Exchange Art, but he's officially an artist partnered with the Otherworld project. Otherworld, which are these aliens. So Otherworld is also officially partnered with Bored Ape Solana Club. Here's a Bored Ape Soul. This is an actual Bored Ape from Ethereum, but Bored Ape Soul Club also has their versions of Solana Bored Apes, which is a strong community, doing really well lately. So you can see here on Twitter that you'll see a Ethereum symbol next to an ETH-based NFT, and you'll see a Solana symbol next to a Sol-based NFT. The hexagon shape is through Twitter. You get your NFTs officially verified through the NFT API or the NFT system. It charges you too, like I think about $5 a month. But you'll see this hexagon here. It means it's this NFT, the owner of this NFT has verified that they're the actual owner of the NFT. When you see the symbol, that means that this NFT is an actual NFT. It hasn't been rendered, it hasn't been touched up, it hasn't changed or anything. It actually exists on the blockchain. But you can go one step further. So this is through NFTinspect. NFTinspect, I also have mentioned, let's look at it again. So NFTinspect checks basically profile pictures on Twitter, the hotness of it, trending, the amount of Twitter engagement a profile picture is getting throughout the day. So if we go to, let's check a collection here. So if you search a collection, so you've got Bored Apes #1 on NFTinspect for engagement. Community reach, so how many, the engagement reach on Bored Ape Yacht Club, which aggregates the collection, the main collection page. So if you click here, it'll take you to the Bored Ape Yacht Club's main collection page. Then you can check the members who are using Bored Apes as profile pictures on Twitter. They recently added these badges here next to the profiles, right? And it kind of gives you a little bit of information about the holder, or at least the Twitter profile that's using the NFT. This is arguably a pretty strong use case for profile pictures. Right now we talked about how NFTs are not really being used in a way that might interest some major mainstream use cases, but as far as personal use, if you're interested in that sort of thing, this is a really strong engagement tool using NFTs. It automatically helps you identify with the community, and it builds trust. At least that's what NFT communities do for you too, is they allow you to build a community and trust with others that share your interest at NFT collections. So this is one easy identifier that you can use to identify other people who are in the same community as you, have the same interests. It builds that rapport, which goes a long way with trust systems. So we're looking at the Bored Ape profile pictures. So let's check out the Bored Ape Soul Club. Bored Ape Solana. So again, this is the collection aggregate of Bored Ape Solana Club on NFTinspect. You can jump in there. Looks like they have a Discord link already, Twitter, website. NFTinspect is really working. Pretty cool utility. There's other things you can use this for, but let's look at this members right now. So this is the Bored Ape Solana Club members. So these are all the holders of Bored Ape BASC profile pictures. And yeah, so you can check the members here, and it'll give you a rundown. Now they have broken down the members into categories, or at least they did before. But you'd be able to normally see the reach, how many people in the community are following a particular profile, and how many followers they have based on the engagement that they're getting from Bored Ape Solana Club. So I think you can actually check that if I go to the individual page. So yeah, so if I go to an individual members page, then you can see here how many types of profiles are following them. It's a pretty detailed breakdown here. Oh, this is interesting. This guy holds the same Toadz, crypto exempt. So, see, this is one of those pretty nice and powerful use cases here. So I didn't know who this guy is. I clicked on him randomly, but I can see here that he owns the same Toadz. So let's go to mine. Right, so real quick, let's look at his MTM. So his global reach rank is 21,000. He has an average reach here that does show you his amount of followers on a 9% increase. It looks like 9% increase based on a 28-day marker. These are all 28-day markers here. So, and the follower rank, if I'm not mistaken, is based off of the amount of followers a profile has, and it'll rank you based on the amount of followers you have, and it'll average that out. So his average of follower rank following him is here, right? So he's got a nice following. He's got some pretty strong NFT following behind him. A lot of times you'll see like non-NFT profiles pretty heavy, and then pretty small actual NFT profiles following somebody. So here we are. Here's my global reach on a 28-day marker, my average, my followers, follower rank, and then now let's look. So I'm pretty heavy on non-NFT profiles following me. I got a lot of soul brothers and sisters following me, and growing my ETH NFTs followers. A lot of OK Bulls. Shout out to OK Bulls. Primates, hell yeah. So, and it'll also show you how much time you were seen using a profile picture from a particular collection. And here we go. So just like exempt, I can see that we have a connection through same Toadz. And there you go. So automatic connection between communities. And you can break that down to automatic connection between individuals through the community. So pretty strong example of an interesting, very interesting, and maybe an undervalued use case here. But yeah, I was using Otherworld for quite a while. Otherworld growing nicely with their rank. So this is rank. So also nftinspect will rank collections pages based on the engagement that they're getting, right? So that if Otherworld was 800th and Bored Ape is first, then we're gonna have to scroll down to the 800th spot to find Otherworld. You know, we'll go next and next. So here's the top 100 here. We got the same Toadz marching up this list here. So perhaps We got SoDead creeping in the top 100 now. Let's go SoDead. But if you're, this is something I point NFT Inspect out because if you're getting into NFTs for the first time, this might be something that you would want to consider, depending on why you're interested in NFTs in the first place. And if you're interested in NFTs for the social engagement or the social factor, or you find that me sharing this information with you is something that actually might mean something to you, because I think it's a pretty strong tool. So especially if you're like outside of NFTs and you're in a community that exists outside of NFTs, say like if you're in a real estate group or a baking group, if you join an NFT community and you get other people from outside of the NFT community and they join the same baking group, it'll be so much easier for you guys to identify each other on Twitter, in the pretty much the vastness of social media. Pretty quickly, you can identify each other based on, profile pictures. And if your profile picture, which isn't, it's almost, NFTs Inspect is getting really good at aggregating all verifiable profile pictures. And I think the verification requirement is not very much. I think you just need about 100 followers, and then you'll be able to be found on NFT Inspect. So the ranking goes to pretty high. So you can find a less followed profile here. Robot Factory Works. Another really strong community on Sol. So they're ranked 1200th, about just under 1300. And yeah, so say you get into like a real estate group and you issue an NFT, it'll be a really quick and easy way for you guys, if you get at least 100 followers on your Twitter page, to now start using your real estate company NFT PFP, and you can find each other pretty easily through an engagement community, which can be branched out or accessible through NFT Inspect. Okay? So you get your profile, Twitter profile verified on NFT Inspect. You'll see the community button pop up. You're gonna have to vote for it, so you need at least 25 votes from the community for your profile to be verifiable on NFT Inspect. And then you're gonna need at least 100 followers. And there you go. Then you're on NFT Inspect. So you can kind of almost think of NFT Inspect in a way as a LinkedIn for NFT communities through Twitter, social engagement on Twitter. Yeah, so let's look at SoDead again. So SoDead cracking the top 100. That 39 moves up, 99th now. So we're gonna see the SoDead collection on the first page, joining the big dogs. How many unique PFPs? So how many people are using SoDead PFPs on Twitter out in the wild? Their average reach across all of the members. How many tweets are coming out of the SoDead main page? Sorry, this is going to be the reach of the main page. And this is another really interesting one. Another quick way to check out for is that you can see the throughput in a way, inflow and outflow of who's joining the SoDead collection. So here you go. You're going to have SoDead, and then we can see now that these are primates, right, from the primate NFT collection, and they're coming in to SoDead. So primates are switching their profile pictures at a 5% rate here to SoDead profiles and engaging with Twitter. And then on the other hand, you can see that SoDead are leaving SoDead for Ghost Kid now. So Ghost Kid profile pictures, 4 of them. You can chat. Now you can filter this out. 4 of them in the last month. So because we're checking on the last month, so we can filter this out on a week, and we can show top 10 collections. So So top 10 collections, like, the highest ranked collections that are going to be rankable on this throughput chart here. So what are the top collections? Primate's one of the top collections. So it's top 100. So let's make this a little more searchable. Now we can filter out which profiles you're going to have show on this chart, aggregate on this chart based on how many followers they have. So these are profiles with at least one follower. So these could be bots, right? So let's look at something with at least 1,000 followers. So these are going to be strong, active engagers on Twitter that are switching their profiles, or switching their profiles to or from SoDead. And then you can see here you can include non-NFT holders with more than 1,000 followers. So it's looking like non-NFT profile pictures are switching to SoDead at a pretty decent rate across the week, and they're also switching out at almost the same amount. So from 2 SoDead to 6, out of SoDead is 5. So actually we were seeing maybe stronger demand, arguably, coming into SoDead, which is good, not leaving. Check it this way. Always good to kind of use a quick and dirty with NFTs. Like I mentioned, you don't definitely want to FOMO into anything, but you want to be light on your toes, light on your feet when you're making decisions. You definitely don't want to drag and you don't want to lag, but you also, like I said, not trying to rush, right? So here we go. SoDead community. So let's see who in this community is followed most by others in the same SoDead community. You can see who, using a SoDead profile picture on Twitter, has the highest reach, so the highest engagement amount, how many people are interacting with their tweets. And which of these collections, or which of these profiles have the largest following. So you can see here, the famed, who's using a SoDead as his profile picture on Twitter, has 35,000 followers. So yeah, so little old STRX over here. I'm not even cracking the top 8 with my 1.7. So let's get your brother up there, man. What do you guys think? But anyway, glad to join the SoDead community. Some big names in here in the Solana NFT space. Fun. Now let's check out Otherworld. Alright, Otherworld. We just looked at them just a little earlier, but let's look at it a little more in depth. So same thing. So Otherworld Twitter page. It's based on their main profile page. So they're ranked 800th, so you're probably going to have to go to the 8th page, about, right, 9th page on nftinspect to find them. 7th page, right? Yeah. So we got the same filter on. How many profiles coming into Otherworld project? So switching their profile pictures to an Otherworld alien with at least 1,000 followers. It's pretty much nobody but non-NFT holders. And we got Otherworlders leaving to Ape Solana Club and SoDead. This might have been me, guys. But okay, so not super encouraging, right? Is that a little bit of alpha there? I don't know. You can probably look at it 2 ways. I do think Otherworld is a good project and it's here to stay and it's gonna get stronger. So actually, this might be an indicator that now might be a good time to pick up some Otherworld NFTs if you're interested, right? Because we want to be greedy when others are fearful. It's like people are leaving Otherworld are not excited to get in. Perhaps you could wait a little bit longer, maybe some more downtrend for Otherworld, and you could see some even better entry levels. But that's what I like to look at. That's how I'm going to make my decisions. And then you can also look a little further at what kind of members Otherworld is featuring. Otherworld is bringing in what kind of appeal Otherworld has through its members in the community. So this is some pretty strong engagement of Otherworld. Otherworld's main page is pretty dominant on the engagement, so you're going to want to probably see a little bit more engagement from the community. Probably want to see this split up a little bit more across the board. Who's got the highest reach? So this is good, right? We got one of the community members with a higher reach than the actual Otherworld Twitter main page. All right, so, yeah, okay. So I was looking at who's followed by. So of course, Otherworld's been followed by the most in the Otherworld ecosystem, and this is good. So we do have a strong community behind Otherworld because we got one of the community members themselves outreaching Otherworld. And who has the largest following? So Stoic, #1 engager, is picking up, right? Good to see. So that's a little quick run through of NFT Inspect. And one way I like to use it, and one way I think might be good to share with others about how to use it. Now let's look at Hello Moon. So Hello Moon is kind of something like an aggregate. You can use it to check price and volume, but you also can use it to check other kinds of stats, like other analytics on NFT projects, NFT collections. So we're looking at SoDead right now on hellomoon.io. So you check the menu here. You can look at other things besides Hello Moon, and Hello Moon is Solana based. So we're checking out the NFT project, SoDead. And now we can see an NFT chart, right? Yeah, we're getting really meme coiny here, guys. This is definitely DGen hour. Let's go. So you can see some live activity here on the SoDead collection. So someone bought SoDead for $9.5. Someone delisted, so they removed their listing from. It doesn't say here, but they probably moved their listing off of Magic Eden, so they delisted their SoDead off there. Someone listed a SoDead for 0.99. So you can gauge, you can make your decisions based off of some live trades too. And I got my live feed here open on the left. So, this was the last time something was listed was 2 hours ago. We got more listings here. A handful of hours ago. A lot of listings coming from one holder. So this will tell you who is listing here, listed and sold. And most recently there was a buy Bell, but Grumpy Feet delisted. But yeah, so this dude, DJ Dino, listing quite a bit here. Not a call out, just pointing it out for people watching. But yeah, so good resource here, Hello Moon. Now you can look, get some degen, check some charts. run some lines, some random lines, you guys. Yeah. I'm not gonna get too down on this one here. Too into this charting, but yeah, you're gonna want to use time trends to where and when to start your lines, you know, and you're gonna want to probably try to use resistance edges, right, on where to begin your lines here. So probably, you know, you want to look at some cups. What happened here? Got a kind of a wick here. I don't know if you want to consider this a double edge here, but maybe the time frame might start here, so you can draw your bottom line here. You might be entering some kind of zone down here, which would be, it's maybe indicating that we're going to go a little lower than 0.7 for a bit, and then we might need something to happen right around here. So any moment now. So we can check the time frame here. You know. So this is telling us that we're gonna have to wait until we got another day or two of downward action. If that's what you're gonna base off your, if that's how you're gonna indicate your lines, right? Yeah. Not really trying to do that. This is just that's not me actually doing actual TA right now. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys what you could use Hello Moon for. Very useful tool. Shout out to Hello Moon too. They were pretty active on Twitter at one point. I think they probably still are, but doing some pretty good deeds for the Sol ecosystem. Calling out and pointing out some things. So you can check SoDead stats here, all the nice details. Current owners, actual total supply of the collection, how many total owners it passed through, unique owners, I'm assuming, average cost. I'm not sure if this is based on price, median, the SOL amount, or just the SOL amount. Because, you know, obviously 3 SOL a few months ago, or 3 SOL a couple, even just several days ago, would be a lot different than SOL right now. I think it's just the SOL amount only, not based on the value of SOL. And so these are going to be little tweets. These are the Twitter profiles here. So you can see where they're listed, and this is the base for floor here. How the floor trend was set, and I'm assuming these are going to be links to the nodes. All right, now let's check out Otherworld. Yeah, so again, you can see these sort of stats broken up here, up on top. Wash trade, so that's probably telling you how many of the non-uniques pass through the same trade. Floor price, is it up or down? Got our chart here. Switch to the 1 minute. Switch to the 6 minute. So, who's doing what? Listing. And yep, so we can scroll down. All right, sorry, it'll tell you so real quick. So you can see the quality or type of wallet, you know, how much the wallet is holding and how many of the type of holders that are holding Otherworld NFTs. So again, so like Turtles coin is from the Turtles project, an OG project. So this might be an indicator that one or a few wallets holding Turtle coin might be also Turtle holders, and you got a OG holder or two in the Otherworld project. Yeah, and that might be one way you can base your decisions off of NFT buys and sells. And then here Wen Moon breaks down trade types. Who's a frequent NFT trader, from how many collections, the value of their collections, and that this is showing that they're involved with the Otherworld collection somehow. They're either a holder or bought or sold it. Yep, Wen Moon, very useful. Check it out. Try to incorporate it with your trades. It's a lot of extra information, and that's always a good thing. So you can see here, ownership overlap. So how many people are holding Otherworld that are holding these other types of projects? So Crazy Komodo is getting derugged right now. Really strong collection right out the gate, but they got rugged right away. Rugged, in other words, if you guys don't know, is scam. Like, so a collection started, and then the founders or creators or makers of the collection backed out. So they either erased or deleted the Twitter page, deleted the Discord, and disappeared, non-existent. They drained the community wallet, you know, the wallet that collects the royalties from the sales of mint and secondary. They transfer that money out from the community wallet to a personal wallet or wherever else, and disappeared, dipped out. That's a rug, and that's a wrap. So Crazy Komodo's getting derugged right now. Not sure by who. I can check that out. But so, and again, real quick. So yeah, so you're gonna see what collections are overlapping with Otherworld, what other collections, who is in what other collection, and what are they holding SoDead. So a lot of SoDeads, right? Bunch of owners, a lot of Lurkers holding Otherworld, a lot of ETH. So a lot of people from some similar projects trending also with Otherworld. Lost, Reapers. These are somewhat newish projects, Monkey Yacht, and somewhat more notable projects from the newer collections too. Space Warlock, Rex, Duckish is a pretty interesting one. They're creating a sniper bot. Sniper bots are, I'm not going to explain it too much right now, but sniper bots are used by more experienced people, maybe in a way more serious traders, to kind of buy or list NFTs a lot faster than usual. But yep. And yeah, so Solana, wrapping up. Solana still chopping, still grinding. We're down from a few days ago, from 40 down to 36. Price volume across the day, it's not bad. I think we're actually might be a little up today compared to yesterday. And yesterday we were up from the day before, but price is actually dipping. Yep. So that, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I just wanted to kind of feature a couple of strong collections that I believe So yeah, that I believe still got some strong bullishness ahead of it, like Lurkers and SoDead. Their floor prices, I'm featuring them because their floor prices are pretty meaty right now, pretty prime for some return to action. I like these communities. They're engaged. Their founders or creators of the project, in other words, are active in the Discord. They're active on Twitter, so they're engaged in social media, which is good because that's one really quick and easy way to reach new buyers. SoDead, though, they've got some recent side collections, which often can hurt a project, depending on how you do it. It not really hurt, but it can cause pullback on the floor price because sometimes you have your holders selling off their SoDeads, for example. They're selling off their assets in order to get liquidity to buy the the additive collections. So, for instance, you hold several SoDeads, you're going to sell a few of them so that you can buy a SoDead blood vial to mutate the few SoDeads that you have left. So you often see that kind of action in response to additions to a main collection. Not always, but in some cases, and in SoDead's case, you saw some pullback. I'm not saying that's why SoDead pulled back, but that could be one way you might want to look at it. And yeah, so Otherworld. We got into Otherworld, but it's just before. So Otherworld still steady at 0.2. I've been seeing this at the floor pretty often. So this might pop up on Wen Moon, for example, as a wash trade. You can continually see the same NFT trading around the same or at the same price. But another Otherworld, I wasn't meaning to talk about Otherworld, but Otherworld is another one that I do feel like the floor is at a really inviting price. Bullishness ahead for this project, along with so many Lurkers. And here you can see my live trades running. Sales, quick sales, quick list of some other listings. So another day in the market in Solana. Let's see where we're headed. Are we heading for more downturn? We're going to see an NFT bull run that we often see when prices are really inviting and confidence comes back into the main coin. I think so, but I do think we're going to continue to grind, and let's grind it out. Let's keep learning, keep growing, keep accumulating. Trade safe.